Hola, mi familia y amigos, bienvenidos, considerado con Victor Jesse. Hello, friends and family. Welcome to Cooking with Victor Jesse. It is very windy today in Palm Springs, and you can definitely hear the wind blowing through the vents. It's crazy, and every time there's a bump, there's like a bump in the night, Sebastian's like, "What's that? What's that? What?" And then his tail gets puffy. It's totally funny. So, alright, so before we get started, I hope everyone's good. You know it's time for our signature cocktail. And today's signature cocktail is only going to be a boring Rose Kennedy, which is absolute vodka, crushed ice, a little bit of lime juice, and club soda. So cheers to you guys. Okay, delicious. Alright. So today, I'm going to be making a chicken salsa verde, and we're going to be using the pressure cooker. Now, the thing with the pressure cooker is that I had a request earlier in the week that if I would do any pressure cooker meals, and I thought, okay, sure, why not? I did do last year around Christmas when I first started. I did a pressure cooker turkey pozole with leftover turkey that I shredded up and put in. But the thing with pressure cooker is it takes time. So depending on your cooker, you have to wait for it to build pressure, which could take like anywhere from 15 to 20 minutes depending on your machine. And then also there's that 15-minute window of cooking. So there's a lot of dead time. So that could slow down the video. So that's why I try to stick with single pan meals so you can actually watch me cooking inside the pan. So if I take this lid off of the pressure cooker, Instapot pressure cooker, mine happens to be an Instapot. See, now the problem is you're not going to be able, let me pull this closer. The problem with this is now, see, you're not going to be able to see how it's cooking in the pressure cooker, because it's too high. And now if I were to adjust the tripod, try again, Victor, then I would go up and it'd be all shaky, and then I have to get the right angle, or I have to walk over here, grab the tripod and bring it into the pot. So I think that would be too much work. Or I can pull the pot out and say, see? And I think that would risk burning, and I don't know, catastrophe could happen. So that's the rhyme and reason on the pressure cooker. Okay, so if you guys are ready, we'll get started. Let's have another sip. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to hit the saute function on our pressure cooker, which is right here. Okay, so we're not going to do anything with this yet until it says hot. But we're going to add 1 tablespoon of oil. I think it says it's on. See? So there's the delay. So it's on, but we still have to hang tight until it says hot. Okay? So we're going to add in 1 tablespoon of olive oil, which I did. And so now we'll wait. I hope everybody's doing good. I'm wearing my nice kind of Day of the Dead apron. So, like I said, I like this apron, but it's just, I think they treat it with some type of material, so it kind of all crunchy. It's not like cloth. So we're gonna wait for that to go. I fed the cats dinner earlier, so they won't be bugging, hopefully. They'll just take a nap. We're listening to Pointer Sister Radio right now. Whoa, yeah, I'm so excited. I know Leslie pre-started hers, so she's going to be done by the time the show even gets started. She's going to be done cooking her meal. So, but I was telling Doug, I'd rather have the wind than the snow, because I can't do the snow. I used to live in Reno, Nevada, and Seattle, and no snow. Thank you, but no thank you. So, but yeah, see, gas stove your pan will heat up faster and you can get it going and cook faster. But this, you have to be patient and wait. So funny anecdote about the pressure cooker. So this was a birthday gift for Doug 2 years ago, right? From our friends Teresa and Kevin. And Doug said, I don't cook. And Teresa says, you eat. And Doug's like, oh yeah, that's true, right? So I can say I've been definitely putting some miles on this pressure cooker Instapot. It's so great because you just throw everything in there, put the lid on, let it rip, and done. Walk away. You don't have to sit and watch, like, you know, certain crock pot meals. You know, people like the glass lids. They can just look and stir or whatever. But I think constantly looking, unless the food's going to do a trick, I think it's kind of pointless to sit and constantly stare at your food. Just put it on and go away, right? So, but this crock pot has, I haven't done the soup function yet. I haven't done the yogurt because that takes a lot of work. I guess I haven't done anything other than quick pressure cooking. Oh, I've done steam. I've steamed tamales in this thing before, and it worked out pretty good, so. She works hard for your money, so you better treat her right. Da, 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 da. This is what you do when you're waiting, Hyundai, for the pressure cooker to come up to heat. So say, hey, let's get a little jig. Are you hot yet? Nope, not hot. Okay, just waiting. Da, 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 da. What can I tell you about snow? Snow. Horrible. So when I lived in Seattle years ago, I was a city bus driver, and I was driving a 60-foot articulated bus, you know, the kind that bend in the middle. Right. So I'm going along the route, and I'm in West Seattle. Alki Beach was my route, and I had a fully loaded 60-foot bus. People were standing because all the buses were running late due to the winter's snow, right? So first of all, I shouldn't even been out there. It was totally dangerous with all those people, number one. I didn't even have chains on my bus because the snow just started, huh? Hot. Hot? Oh, it says hot. All right, so we'll pause that story about the bus. Doug says it's hot. Hot like fire, baby. So first thing we're gonna do is put our onions in and saute our onions. The recipe called for a medium yellow onion. However, I couldn't find any at the market, so I just cut my large onion in half. And then just loosely dice it. I didn't dice it perfectly. So now what we're going to do is cook the onions until they're nice and translucent. Okay, so while those are cooking, I can go back to the bus story. So anyway, I was on my way, and part of the route, I was doing the 56 from Alki to downtown Seattle. So I had to look up to check my memory. And so I was doing good, going, and then when we started downhill, all of a sudden the front of the bus started going to the right. And I'm thinking, white knuckle, and I'm like, no, baby, come on, no, don't, to the left, no, go straight, just gentle stirs, right? And I'm like, I forget that I have the microphone on, so the passengers inside the bus can hear me. And so I'm like, no, I'm like, to the left, I'm like, come on, baby. And I was literally out of my seat, just trying to convince the bus to go to the left and not go off the road and hit a tree. And then I was thinking as we were going, I'm like, oh no, like, hang on, y'all, this is Metro on Ice, okay, hold on. Y'all better hold on, please. And so luckily I was able to get the bus to stop before I jumped the curb and ran into a big tree. Let me tell you, I was definitely stressed out and scared senseless. And I'm told the people, I guess we're dead in the water, so hang tight. So I got off the bus, I went to the back and set out the emergency triangles, and I got back on the bus, and then I said, watch, as soon as I put these triangles on, someone's going to hit the bus. We're in the bus. And sure enough, when I was standing there talking to the passengers, I felt a little whoop And I went back to the bus, looked out the back window, and sure enough, a truck hit the back, a pickup truck hit the back of the bus. So it didn't do too much damage, so I guess he was able to get it to stop his truck, but he still hit us. And so I'm sitting there waiting for the supervisors to call and advise what to do next. These are looking good. And so I actually had to get off the bus and help the passengers onto the ground and help them to the back into the bus so they can go up and I think like about a block or so uphill, and then go over and catch a 40-foot shuttle. So I just, Seattle is definitely a place that's can't handle the snow when it snows. It's definitely not good. So, but that's my snow bus story that I can share with you guys. So these onions are getting translucent. It's still a little hard. Just let them hang out. No banging. Sip. Hold on. Alexa, raise volume by 1. There we go. The funny thing about Alexa is when the music's loud, she can't hear you, so you have to yell at her to turn it down or turn it off. Or you have to go over there and use the dialer or your app. Okay, these onions are pretty translucent. They're looking good. Okay, so the next thing we're going to do is turn our pressure cooker off. Turn off the saute function. So we're going to hit cancel, so it's off. Now the next step is we're going to add chicken broth to onions using a wooden spoon. Now the thing about pressure cookers, you guys, if you're not familiar with them or you're afraid to use it, when you saute, you have to make sure 100% that you loosen all the tidbits off the bottom, because if you don't, you're going to wind up getting a burn notice, and you don't want that, and then your food's not going to cook correctly. So this is what we're going to do, is loosen up all the tidbits to make sure there's nothing on there at the bottom. I think one of the meals I did once, I didn't do that and I kept getting burn notice. But thankfully, I belong to Instapot pressure cooker for beginners on Facebook group. So everybody posts all their triumphs and questions and mistakes. So that's good. Okay, I think I got everything off the bottom. Okay. Scrape brown, blah, 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 so they don't burn cooking. Okay, we did that. Next thing we're going to do is we're going to add our salsa verde. So, I made homemade salsa verde. I have 16 ounces here, and I actually have leftover for chips and salsa or whatever later. I made it earlier during a behind-the-scenes Cooking with Victor Jesse video. So you guys can see all the work that it goes into making a show like this. It's not very easy, trust and believe. Plus it's just Doug and I don't have a staff, okay? So in it goes. I'm a staff of 2, with 2 cats that just watch and beg. Hearts that beat as one. No more love on the run. Billy Ocean. Okay, so we have our salsa verde. Now we're going to add in cumin. So we're going to add, the cumin is going to be 1.5 teaspoons of cumin. So here's our cumin. Okay, so cumin. Now we're going to add our rice. 1 cup of rice. Okay, 1 cup of rice. Now, note, do not stir the rice, okay guys? Next, we're gonna nestle the chicken breast on top of the rice mixture. Okay, so what I've done is I've cubed my chicken. We are family. In you go. Now again, we're not mixing or stirring. We're just placing the chicken right down in there. We are family. Everybody get up and sing. Yeah, see, if I move the tripod, then I'll have to go through the issue of getting it back in alignment properly so you can see. It's actually not much to see, really. Just cooked onion, salsa verde, cumin. We dropped it in. We're together. Walk on by, just like birds of a feather. I won't tell no lie. Oh. Okay, so we have our chicken in. Perfect. Okay. Board goes over here. Now what we're going to do, my friends, is we're going to add our salt, which is going to be a 1/4 teaspoon of salt. And we're just going to sprinkle it over top of chicken. Over top of the chicken. Okay. Perfect. There's our salt. Okay. So now we're going to put our lid on our pressure cooker. Like so. Put it into lock position. Now you're going to want to make sure that you take your valve, venting valve, and put it into the lock position, okay? And now, we're gonna pressure cook on high for 10 minutes with a 10-minute natural release of pressure. This right here says when 10 minutes is completed cooking, let the pot sit for 10 more minutes until release pressures manually, but that's a little redundant. Well, I guess if you haven't done pressure cooking well, it's good to know that. It's just a reminder that you wanna make sure that the pin drops, so then you know all the pressure has been released, okay? All right, so head over here, pressure cook. Now mine goes to normal default, but I think it said pressure cook, and it's also on pressure cook high. So default, pressure cook high, normal, but we want to adjust the time from 7 to 10 minutes. Oops, 10 minutes, okay? So now, we have to wait for it to turn on. So it'll read 10. So now this is the point where, there, on. So now this is the time that we have to wait for it to build pressure and then cook for 10 minutes. So, we are family. Let's go over to the comments and see if anybody's watching today or talking today. Or is it just Doug and I and Leslie?
And I think Laura Mayer.
Hi, Laura Mayer. How are you? Any comments from anybody?
Mm-hmm.
No comments, guys?
No.
Okay. So, all right. So this is the thing about pressure cooking, is the downtime that requires where a pan meal, I can just move it along faster. Okay, so let me see. I talked about the snow in Seattle. That's no fun to be driving a city bus in Seattle. Let's see what else. I feel really, really bad. My heart goes out to everybody in Texas. God, I can't just, I can't imagine. Just so much is going on, you guys. Sheesh, with that situation. We're lucky we're in Palm Springs, but we're dealing with high winds and we're not getting enough rain this winter. So then now we're going to be facing a drought, which isn't going to be fun. Let's see, I covered that. See, what can I talk about next? I talked about the days of bus driving. Let me see. I can tell you some stories about bus driving. So there's a plaque that says exact fare only, right? And so people would get on with the 20, and I'm like, what am I gonna do with that? I can't break a 20. It says exact change only. I could take your 20 and you could put it in the fare box, and then I have to get my backpack out and get a refund slip and fill it all out, and you'll probably get it in 2 weeks. And they're like, yeah, just keep the 20. And I say, well, that's cool, because then you can pay for all the people that got on and refused to pay, so they slipped on the bus. So you're kind of doing your humanitarian duty, right? So, but yeah, bus driving stories. Whew. Let's see, I could talk about the recipe more, but it's a very simple recipe. It's just olive oil, yellow onions, chicken broth, salsa verde, cumin, rice, boneless skin chicken, salt, shredded cheese. So there's not much to this recipe. So this is the hard part when not many people come in, then I don't have nothing to say. Like, I talk about stuff, but if there's no one interacting, then it's kind of deadville on this. So we have to wait for it to build pressure. For your love. I guess I can just keep dancing. No. Doug's like, don't dance. Alright.
Bad knee.
I know I have a bad knee, my guys. My knee's been buckling, it's been hurting, but luckily I have a sleeve on with the donut, so that's helping. But it's hard when you hear good music, You just want to, hey, get a little dance going on. But I can always just kind of like shimmy just a little bit, right? Without hurting the knee right there. Just kind of like around the ankle, right? Let's see, what else did we just, what else did we do, Doug? What are we watching? Anything exciting? NCIS New Orleans? Catching up on that, season 6, right? We're almost done. Mm-hmm. We do enjoy watching Bates Motel. If you guys ever seen Cycle, the movie Cycle, Bates Motel picks up, I guess it's like a prequel to Cycle. It's a series where you see Norman and his mother buying the motel, and then you get to see all the lead up to essentially the movie Cycle. So I don't want to do any spoilers. So we enjoyed Bates Motel. Then we saw The Mandalorian. If you guys like Star Wars, we love that. We're waiting for season 3. We finished Star Trek Discovery season 3, fun stuff. And let's see. I think that's it, right, hon?
Leslie said she used chicken thighs and salsa verde out of the jar.
Okay, Leslie says that she used the chicken thighs and salsa verde that I got her from the jar. I think the brand I used was Verde, right? Verde, yeah. Leslie, how did you like that salsa? Does it taste good? I haven't tried it. I've used their chipotle salsa hermosa. So I like that one. And we also use the guacamole. I'm looking because it's in the cupboard. I can see it. We use the guacamole. So let me know what you think about that salsa, Leslie.
Patricia Morales.
Patricia's here?
Yeah.
Hi, Patricia. Welcome. I'm making chicken salsa verde in the pressure cooker Instapot. And we're at the awkward point of waiting for it to build pressure. But I'm just talking about TV shows. There's not much really to talk about with the recipe, other than I actually think I've made something similar to this without rice when we first got the pressure cooker. What was it? I think it was just a pressure cooker chicken verde soup, I think it could have been. So yeah, before I started doing this show, I was experimenting with the pressure cooker and making various meals. I made spaghetti and meatballs, I made turkey pozole, I made chicken pozole with shredded chicken. What else?
Patricia said she watched your preparations, and Leslie said the sauce is good, mild. I added heat.
Oh, Yeah. Okay, that's good. Right. It's a very mild salsa, Leslie. You definitely want to throw a little extra heat in there. But I think my salsa verde, if I could take some to you, I'll look into that. Or the next time I make some, I'll bring some to you. Okay? I'll DoorDash it to you. Patricia, cool. I'm glad you watched the prep. So you saw that there is a lot of work that goes into getting this ready. I mean, without the video, I do all the chopping, most of the chopping, and Doug does the dishes, and then we get more dishes for the show. So on Saturday, we're like spending half the afternoon doing dishes. So, but it's definitely worth it. So, that's cool. Oh, yay! Guess what? We have 10 minutes. Yahoo! So now that we know it says 10 minutes, and actually the little pressure button has actually lifted to show that the pressure has built up in our Instapot. So, but yeah, I actually looked up a recipe to try to do yogurt. Yeah, no, that's a lot of work. And see, there's the burn notice, and this is why I do not like sauteing food in the pressure cooker. So now, this is going to cause a problem. Man, so now I have to cancel this. Now I need to release some of this steam, the pressure. Which is not good, because now this is going to take forever to cook. So if anything, if I'm going to have sauteed onions, I just as well saute them in a saute pan and then add them to the pressure cooker to avoid that. You have to be so diligent with this. And I thought I was doing a good job. I thought I had all the particles off. Well, what can you do? Pin has fallen, so now I can open lid. And it has a cool little stand. Alright, let's see what's going on here. Well, that's the fun thing about live video, is you never know.
Should you use the flat wooden spoon?
That one, baby?
The flat one?
Oh no, this is good. Now, if I have to, I know a shortcut around this. But the trick is, we need this rice to cook. So I don't know if I want to dare to venture to do this again. So, because you know it takes time to build up. All right, let's try it one more time, but if it doesn't, I'm going to do something different with this. Okay. Because now that I turned it off, it's going to have to rebuild. I do know how to put this lid on. It's going to have to rebuild pressure all over again. So lock position, pressure cooker on, 10 minutes. Well, I would imagine less because it's already cooked. Did you see it all? How many minutes this was? Oh.
I didn't notice.
That's okay. I think it was probably cooking for like maybe 10 minutes. Less than 10 minutes, perhaps. What am I doing? I have no idea what I'm doing. Less time. Putting more time on this.
Teresa Tuckman is watching.
Hi, Teresa Tuckman. I do believe Teresa requested pressure cooker meal. So, Teresa, I'm making pressure cooker salsa verde, an Instapot meal, because you said you have a pressure cooker, but you have only used crock pot. So this is what has happened. I'm not sure how far you tuned in. Okay, so we had all our ingredients in. I sauteed onions, I added chicken broth, I used wooden spoon to pull all the tidbits off the bottom, at least I thought I did. And then all of a sudden, when it built to pressure and started cooking, I received a burn notice. So I had to take it, open it up, scrape all the stuff again, which I think I did a good job. And then let's do it again. But the problem is, now it's going to take maybe 15 to 20 minutes to build pressure, and then the time to cook. And then another 10 minutes to natural release, which is going to make this video too long. That's why I like to do pan meals so you can see what's cooking in the frying pan. This is the second time this has happened to me where I've got a burn notice. And so what I did was I took everything out, put it in a bowl, put the Instant Pot into the sink, washed all the stuff off to make sure it was off, and then cook it, which then that's an unnecessary step that I don't want to do.
Teresa wants to know, can she share this?
Share what? Teresa, can you share the video? Is that what you're asking me? Hold on.
I can.
Yes, okay. I tell you what, hold that thought. Yes, I think you can do it from your end. Yes, you can do it from your end. You can do like a watch party or something, because I'm on my phone, so I can't see how to do it. But yes, you can do a share. Delia. Hi, Delia. Welcome. So, and then what I've also done is if something requires sauteed onions, I've actually have been known to saute my onions in a saucepan and then add them to the pressure cooker. Well, it kind of defeats its purpose because you're supposed to do it all in one, but I don't like to deal with the burn notice because that's just too much. It's too time consuming and causes problems. So, but I just as well saute them, you know, separately. But I think, like I said, this has only happened to me twice. And the thing about, I used to have a crock pot too at one point, so it got broken during a move. But, you know, you're inclined, I don't know why, for some reason, most people are inclined to, because they have the clear lid, to just look. And it's like, if you look, is it going to do tricks? It could be, the food's going to somersault, right? No, so you just put it on, lock it, walk away, dinner, come back and dinner is ready to go. So watch this be an episode where the burn notice comes up on me and does not cooperate. Figures. But that's part of cooking live. This is not Rachel Ray or Food Network where we say, put it all in here and then magically a new crock pot or Instant Pot and there's the food perfecto. Burn food notice. Okay. Alright, I apologize, guys. So, alright, it happens, no big deal. So let's release. See, I should have just did season change and cooked it separately.
Daily wants to know what you're sipping.
What am I sipping on? An almost empty, absolute watered down cocktail. It's club soda, absolute vodka, cranberry juice, and splash of lime. All right. Okay. So, not good. All right. Cooking live, and now I have a bumble. Okay, so this is what I'm going to do. I am going to do what Mr. DeLeo always does in a moment like this. Not panic. I'm going to pull this out of the pressure cooker. Okay. Lid goes down. Actually, let me not put the lid next to the condensation dripping. The trick to doing a cooking show, when things go south, remain calm. Because when you go crazy, you make more mistakes. Well, actually, this wasn't a mistake in the first place. It just was one of those things. All right, pressure cooker. over here. Out of the way. Oops, pardon the close-up. My close-up. Okay. Let me see, what do I have in there? Let's go with this pot down here. Okay, so I guess my meal will survive. Hey, walk out the door. Okay, I'll show you. So basically, you know, everything's cooked. I think the rice might be the issue at hand because certain rices require certain temperatures and pressure cooking. So it would have been almost better to do your rice separately and then added everything together, or just cook the chicken and the salsa verde together. So, okay. So I guess I'm back to doing a one-pan meal. All right, so before I do anything, oh, I can't get into my cupboard. So, all right, guys. Here's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna come over here real quick and blow so I don't burn my mouth. So, technically, the rice is almost cooked. Let's just cook a little bit longer. So we're going to use our power burner. Let's get it to about a medium-high heat. Yeah, our rice needs to cook a little bit longer. So on you go. And I think what I'd like to do is add a little bit more liquid to this. So not every recipe turns out right, you know? But that's the joy of cooking. And I've been cooking since I was 18. Trial and error. And, you know, I think I do pretty good. Once in a while I have a mishap. I'm the type of guy that likes to just open the cupboard and pull stuff sometimes. Or I see something on the Food Network and say, ooh, I bet you I can make that. Alright, see if I can save this meal. High heat. We want to bring this up to a good boil. A rapid boil. But other than that, everything tastes good. And because we have the extra moisture from the water, I think we're going to be fine. The chicken's not going to overcook. And I think the error in this recipe, honestly, it only called for 1 cup of water, or 1 cup of chicken broth, and then the salsa. Well, the salsa verde doesn't have a lot of liquid. So I think that's where the hiccup went wrong with this recipe. Because you know you have to have plenty of water when you make rice, right? Water to rice ratio. Some of it's 1-to-1 depending on what rice you're making. This rice is actually 1 cup of rice to 1.5 cup of water.
Teresa says she's been cooking more and more during the quarantine, learning more.
Oh, okay, yeah, excellent, Teresa. And you know, I'm going to actually add a little bit more water to the bottom of that rivet. Yeah, isn't it amazing, unfortunately, that it took the quarantine, Teresa, to get us to cook more? I actually never thought in a million years I would be doing a cooking show. When I first started, I was so nervous, and then I tried to talk myself out of it. But then I started just getting confident with it the more I did. But you know, like I said, this is my first mishap. When I first started cooking, for the sake of the show, let me turn that up. Let me turn this up. Because normally I bring it to a slow boil, but we want this to cook up a little bit faster. Because we're pushing it to 5 o'clock now. Let's just keep an eye on it. So, when I was little, I don't remember what age I was. When I was younger, Teresa, my dad did all the cooking. And so I remember asking him, can I help? And so I started out as a sous chef washing vegetables. And then when he felt I was confident enough, he would let me have the knife. And then I get to start chopping vegetables and so forth. So that was cool. And then when he felt that I wouldn't burn the house down, I got to move over to the stove and cook and help cook. So that was really cool. And then in middle school, you remember back in middle school when they used to have like auto shop and wood shop and cooking, home economics? Well, I actually took as an elective cooking, and I think I was one of two boys, I want to say. So that, that was really fun. I enjoyed doing that. All girls and just a few, boys don't cook, right? So I did that, and then, so yeah, I've always loved cooking. I remember when both parents had to go to work. My mom went to work, and then I would, on the weekends, make pancakes for my sister. So that was fun, and eggs and things like that. So I enjoyed that. And then one time, I could tell you a mishap one time. I had gotten off work and I was tired, and I was going to make hamburgers for my sisters. Because I was in high school and they were, I think, a couple of years younger than I am. And I was making a hamburger, and I swear I was so tired that I thought I was grabbing salt for my burgers, and instead I grabbed sugar. And I'm like, oops. And I'm like, uh-oh, what do I do now? So quickly I thought, you know what, let me turn these into like a sweet and sour burger. So I added some soy sauce and some teriyaki sauce and put it on, and boom, it killed the sugar. You couldn't even tell that I messed up with sugar. And of course, it was evil, but what I did is we all ate our burgers, and then I'm like, okay, how'd y'all like it? And they're like, is it good? They're like, it's good, Victor, yummy. And then later I confessed that, I put sugar, and again, not cooking for a long time, I just was thinking off the top of my head, what can I do to save these burgers? And I created like a sweet sour sauce. So that was really cool. Any comments, Doug? Woo! Nope. Some things never change. This is almost like a soup.
Celia says the Instapot has to have 1 cup of the liquids or you will get burn notice.
Yeah, the recipe called for a cup of liquid, which I did, a cup of chicken broth. And then I also did 16 ounces of Salsa Verde. So I think it just pulled way too much of the moisture out of there, Delia, which created the burn notice. Oh, you know what? Don't forget, you have to stir and exercise. So it's hips, stir, hipster. Oh, I'm just doing my new
said her twin used to cook for her.
Oh, okay.
And didn't trust her to cook.
Oh, that's funny. Yeah, you start out simple. My youngest, no, not my baby sister, but my sister below me said that, well, Mom never taught us how to cook. And I'm like, well, Mom never taught me how to cook either because she was busy trying to raise us. And stepdad did all cooking. And then it's just something that I saw and liked and was interested. And then, I like to watch Food Network from time to time and get ideas and dishes and stuff. And then, just go for it, right? Always start out with something easy and then work your way up. Although I can confess, there was another time I made a mistake. I was trying to make healthy protein pancakes for Doug and I. And unfortunately, excuse me, the baking soda was from very, very old, and I didn't know it. So I should have realized once they weren't rising that something was wrong. And poor Doug tried to eat them. I'm like, oh, honey, don't eat that mess. Because I took a bite and went, oh. And so I said, here, throw that away. Excuse me. I'll make some eggs and bacon. So that was another faux pas that I did. But I don't think that was my fault because it was the baking soda or baking powder that was really old. Stirring, 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 stirring. Woo-hoo. We're listening to Pointer Sisters Radio on Pandora. Gotta have good music while you're cooking. Like when I make salsa or Mexican food, I always play Latin music. It just kind of helps me get in the mood and feel the vibes of the flavor of the food. Doing the neutron dance. Alright, let's take a peek on this again. Whoa! Now I don't taste and put back in there. That's not good. Okay, hold on. Okay, the rice is almost there, guys. It's still almost soft. Just a few more, I think. A few more seconds. But Teresa, do you guys like how I did this quick save of the meal? Right? Thinking on my feet. With the wave of my magic wooden spoon, poof! I saved the meal. I clicked my house shoes together. 1, 2, 3. Turn around we go. You shall cook delicious.
She says yes, great job.
Thank you. Yeah, like I said, I've learned, I think this is my 12th cooking video. I've learned that when you make mistakes, don't go crazy. Just take a deep breath and think and adjust and go. Like one of the things I've caught myself at on occasion is see something and say something else. I've done that. I was doing the turkey pozole, and I said, okay, let's add our ground turkey, and it was actually shredded turkey. So I said, see something, say something else. Oh well, what can you do, right? You just laugh and keep going, because if you can't laugh at yourself, Lord have mercy. So, and Laura knows I could take myself way too serious, especially with doing this show. And I don't want to do that. I just want to have fun. Whoa, oh, oh, oh. I think it's Shaka Khan. Does me better. Makes me feel this way. I think we're good. Let me taste one more taste. Now I'm going to have tons of spoons. Dirty spoons from Tasty. No double dipping. Alright. Looks amazing. Smells good too. You want to taste that? You can do it off camera. Okay, go on. What do you think? Good? I think the rice is good too, huh? Mm-hmm. Okay. That's it. My sous chef, Honey, said, Doug said it's good, so we're good. Okay. And then you put your arms around me. Okay.
Teresa said it looks great.
Oh, thank you, Teresa.
She said thank you both.
Oh, you're welcome. I said, I should have said pardon me. Okay. So there's that. Now what we're going to do Okay, so hold on just a second. Now I'm going to take some limon and squeeze it. As it squirts everywhere. It's like if you ever watched Aladdin, the cartoon version, they're like, oh, we have a camel, watch out, they spit. Loves me better. Okay, so we squeeze some limon on it. The refrigerator likes to slam itself shut. The problem with my knee hurting, it's making my ankle hurt too. Alright. Alright, now we're going to add some yummy cheese. A little bit of cheese, not too much.
Leslie said, yes, it's good. Wish I had some to clean up. Bon appetit.
Okay, Leslie said it's good. She enjoyed the meal. She said she wishes she had someone to clean up after her. Bon appetit. Wonderful. I'm glad you enjoyed it. Now we're going to garnish with some little bit of cilantro. Now, if you wanted to add a little bit of heat to this, or not necessarily heat, but a little bit of a spicy flavor, then I would do part of my close-up. Don't look at the wrinkles. No, I'm kidding. Alright, let's do... So I think you know what would be good? Garlic. Let's do some... We're going to do some garlic Cholula hot sauce. Not super hot. It's more like flavoring. So let's just add a little bit of Cholula. Perfecto. And now we'll do a spoon. There's that one. I guess I would be an abuelito, huh? Since I'm cooking. Make a pot for everybody. Limon. So this is actually Doug and I's dinner. So I better make it good, right? Some limon. Okay, that looks good. And then some cheese. Oh, you got the best of my love. Whoa, whoa. Oops. Oh well, that's good. Okay, and then cilantro. You guys can see in the bowl, right? Mm-hmm. Cool. Thanks, Doug. Doug's fabulous. Everybody loves Doug. And if they don't, they need to. Right, honey? Yeah. Okay, so it's like... Alright. And a spoon. Alright guys, so this is the point where I turn over to Doug and check to see if there's any more comments before I sign off, okay? And I'm going to have one last sip of cocktail. I know there's usually a delay, so hold on. Whoa, you got the best of my love, whoa, whoa. Give it up. Ooh, I made it to lyrics. You got the best of my love, whoa, whoa. Nada? Okay, so there it is, guys. Chicken salsa verde, a recipe that I found online. There was a mishap with the pressure cooker. It's fine. I saved it. Transferred to a pan. It turned out perfect. Doug did a taste test. He said he loved it. So on that note,
Teresa said it looks yummy. Have a great night.
Oh, thank you, Teresa. Yes, definitely. All right, so as always, don't forget to wear your mask. You don't want to get the coronavirus. That stuff's a mess. Okay? And then, so on that note, I'm going to say thank you for tuning in. Love and light. And I'll see you guys next Saturday. Okay? Bye. Here I go. Off camera. Woo-hoo, bye.